In this episode of The Primer, we talk about the administration of Jammu and Kashmir under Ranbir Singh, who ruled the state between 1856 and 1885.
Jammu and Kashmir, the Ranbir Singh years 1856 to 1885. When Maharaja Ranbir Singh took the throne in 1856, Jammu and Kashmir was still a newly forged kingdom, vast, diverse, and administratively uneven. Over the next 3 decades, Ranbir Singh would transform this frontier dominion into a functioning modern state, consolidating Dogra rule, codifying law, and bringing a degree of stability and governance rarely seen in a Himalayan monarchy of the 19th century. Ranbir Singh's reign began in the shadow of his father's formidable legacy. Maharaja Gulab Singh, the founder of the state, had been a soldier, conqueror, and diplomat. Ranbir, by contrast, was a statesman of method and vision. Trained under his father's watchful eye, he had travelled across the kingdom, learning its geography, people, and politics. He was fluent in Persian and Sanskrit, well versed in English, and known for his personal austerity. Contemporary records describe him as a ruler of quiet discipline, one who believed that administration, not conquest, was the foundation of sovereignty. The challenges he inherited were immense. The Dogra state stretched from the subtropical plains of Jammu to the trans-Himalayan plateau of Ladakh and Gilgit. Communication was slow, roads were few, and many regions were governed through local chiefs. Ranbir Singh's first years were devoted to building a coherent administration. He retained his father's military officers and governors, but insisted on regular reports, introducing what would later evolve into a system of record keeping and civil service. His most enduring contribution was in law and governance. Drawing from British Indian models, yet adapted to local conditions, he sponsored the drafting of the Ranbir Penal Code, completed in 1873. It provided a uniform criminal code for the entire state and remains a landmark in the history of legal development in princely India. Alongside legal codification came efforts at revenue reform, regulation of trade, and the establishment of courts. Ranbir Singh also strengthened the state's foreign and frontier administration. He maintained cordial relations with the British, but asserted autonomy in internal matters. When the 1857 uprising shook northern India, the Dogra state stood firmly aligned with British interests, an act that safeguarded its territorial integrity in the years that followed. On the northern borders, he paid close attention to the shifting alignments of Central Asia and Tibet, appointing capable administrators to Gilgit and Ladakh and ensuring that the passes remained under his control. Culturally, his reign marked the revival of learning and religion. He patronized the translation of Sanskrit texts into Dogri and Persian, supported the restoration of temples and shrines, and encouraged scholars from across northern India to settle in Jammu and Srinagar. At the same time, he maintained a reputation for fairness toward all communities, a quality noted by British observers who considered him among the most competent of India's princely rulers. Economically, Ranbir Singh promoted trade through the traditional routes linking Kashmir with Tibet, Yarkand, and the Punjab plains. Although industrial modernization was limited, his reign stabilized agrarian systems and revived crafts, particularly shawl weaving, which had suffered in the earlier decades. When Maharaja Ranbir Singh died in 1885, after nearly 30 years of rule, he left behind a state more unified and better administered than at any point in its short history. His reign represented the transition of Jammu and Kashmir from a conquest-driven kingdom into an organized, legally governed princely state. For the people of the region, the Ranbir Singh years were a time when the foundations of modern administration were quietly laid. Foundations that would endure in form and in memory long after empire itself had faded.
Thanks for watching this episode of Primer on Jammu and Kashmir. Here is a quick note from the editors of the Dispatch. While dealing with historical events, we are conscious of the fact that history has no single view. In places like Jammu and Kashmir, this can be more complicated. While explaining the events of history through this primer, we are taking the best possible care to be objective and to offer context wherever views differ starkly. We welcome you to write to us and enrich the knowledge base on Jammu and Kashmir.